Hi, readers. Kari here. Alexis and I want to start this week's episode by thanking you all so much for listening to our show. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you follow us on Instagram, Lit Society Pod, then you know we host a semi-monthly giveaway, and these giveaways are amazing. This month is no exception, even though this is the first episode of the second season. The winner will be announced toward the end of our show, so stay tuned. They're taking home a hand-poured custom candle that we create ourselves. You all can find those in our shop at litsocietypodshop.com. They'll also get a hardcover copy of Isabel Wilkerson's bestseller, Cast. And lastly, they're taking home a limited edition deck of Uno cards designed by artist Nina Chanel Abney. Now, these come from Mattel, and they're not a sponsor. We just bought them because we love these cards so much. They're so fun. I think they might even be sold out. So we wanted to make sure at least one of you guys got one. For your chance to get free stuff in the future, make sure you sign up for our email newsletter. And you can do so by visiting our homepage. That's litsocietypod.com. and signing up. All right. Well, without further ado, let's start the show. Hi, readers. This is Kari.
And this is Alexis.
And you're listening to Season 2, Episode 1 of Lit Society, a show about books and drama.
We doing seasons? Okay.
We have been gone, chilling in the cut, having us a great time. Well, I have. Alexis has been working nonstop.
Okay. So.
Which is the life she chose. Don't y'all feel bad for her. She get paid.
This is true.
But no, how you doing, my friend? What you been up to? What's going on?
Okay, so look, I have been doing absolutely nothing but working. I really needed the break because it would have been really challenging during this time to do the podcast. So I'm glad we took a break. So
I feel like you could have used a little longer. Like,
oh, for sure.
Maybe like the end of January. Maybe we should think that out. Maybe like the middle of December, end of January next for season 3.
For season 3, we can start in December.
Yeah,
like December of the next year.
And come back in February maybe because you're still in the thick of it. I feel sorry for you.
You know what? Yeah, what you been up to? Tell me about what you've been doing.
I've been relaxing and getting into a little hobby that I used to enjoy called reading.
Ooh, wow.
Without the pressure of a podcast. So we'll talk a little bit about some of the books we've been looking into or reading all the way through. And I'm ready to get started. It's good to see you. I mean, I see you a lot.
For real. Like, didn't we just have a fun game night with friends a few weeks ago?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you to a certain friend who organized a trivia. An international trivia party on Zoom. That was the most fun on Zoom I've ever had. Yeah. I feel like there were 5 to 6 countries, over like 60 people, right? Joined?
Yeah, at least
that
60.
Knew her personally. I mean, can you talk about a legacy? Can you imagine being that well liked?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Not just known, but liked.
Enjoyed.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, girl. You really brought some sunshine to my dark 2020 December winter.
That was fantastic.
That was fun. And I mean, you and I
together.
Yeah. You and I.
You know who you are.
You and I, Alexis, do find time for each other every week. Even if we're volunteering together, we're spending time together. And I was going to try to trick you to come into my house. But then a certain disease started spreading through my workplace. And I just don't need to do that to you. I love you too much. So I didn't even go through with the ruse to get you over here to watch Tenet for the 5th time with me. I didn't do it.
I know it's coming out on demand January 5th, so I will be in the know about that movie. A rental on demand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know, that's the dumb thing about buying movies. That's the dumb thing about buying movies on like Prime. I can't share it with you.
Right.
Because you don't have my password and account. Yeah, girl, just watch it on my account. It's fine. All right, let's move it along. A few listeners of this show were kind enough to ask us, Alexis, you and I, for book recommendations.
Oh my.
Each one gave us like 4 answers to 4 questions we posed to them. The first question was, number 1, what stops you from reading more often? Number 2, which movie genre is your favorite? Number 3, how much time can you dedicate to reading in a single month? And number 4, what's your name? And so since we knew some of these people personally, we were able to gauge, what books they may enjoy reading. So let's recommend some books. The first inquirer says they don't have time to read. Their favorite movie genre is thriller, suspense, and they have more than 5 hours available to read in a single month. Did you have any recommendations for this person?
I went to thinking through our the books that we read in 2020.
Yeah.
And since it's thriller, suspense, I would recommend, it's on the tip of my tongue. Give me a second.
Yeah.
And Then There Were None.
And Then They Were, and Then There Were None is probably my favorite mystery of all time. I second that. If you have more than 5 hours to read, this is a short book.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy reading and just don't have the time, you'll knock it out. And maybe this is the perfect novel to get you back into the habit of reading. So,
and then if you have more than 5 hours, what was it? More than 5 hours a month or a week? What was the question?
A month? Yeah. Well, how much time do you have available each month for reading?
Yeah. And I guess it depends on if you're a high speed reader or, read at a casual pace. If you read a little bit, a few times a week, you could get through that book. And it's so engaging. Mm-hmm. If you've listened to the podcast, you already know the story. But if you didn't listen to that particular one, you could still really be grabbed all the way through that book. Yeah,
I really hope you don't listen to this show, Inquirer. Obviously you do, but I hope you just missed that episode because the ending is a doozy. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I also have good feelings about the Thursday Murder Club, which we're reading in February. I haven't read it yet, but if you're short on time, it's only 380 pages. It's highly rated by people in our personal circle and critics. The writer is English, and I feel like they're great at being mysterious and sad a little. So yeah, the Thursday Murder Club. Also, I know that this inquirer I know them personally, and I know that they're a fan of history and documentaries. So I also recommend the book I'm currently reading, which is The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. It won the 2019 Pulitzer Prize for fiction. The Nickel Boys is based on a very true story of a Dozier school, a reform school in Florida that operated for over a century and had its history exposed by an investigation conducted by the University of South Florida. So it's fiction based in very much reality. It was named one of Time's best books of the decade. And if you're short on time, it's a shorter book. So I recommend that. Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Let's move on to our second inquirer. This person with the initials AP, they just flat out say they don't enjoy reading. That's what's stopping them from reading. I appreciate the honesty. Their favorite movie genre, thriller, suspense. That seems to be popular. And how much time can they dedicate a month? More than 5 hours. Do you have any recommendations for AP?
Well, if you don't enjoy reading, I find that kind of difficult. So I say start out with the basics. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to YA or, the kids section, because those books are really fun.
I see where this is going. Okay.
I'm just going to throw that out there. And if you want thriller, mystery, I'm going to recommend Nancy Drew. What can I say? What can I say?
And
we got a book in our club with Nancy Drew. It's a short read. If you don't enjoy reading, you want a short, easy read. I probably could recommend a couple more, but I'm going to start with that one. I think it would be
any Nancy Drew specifically?
Read. Any Nancy Drew. But I always like to start off with the beginning. And so in our catalog this year, we are reading the first in her series, and I think it's called
The Old Clock.
Something about a clock.
Can I tell you, I've never read a Nancy Drew book. Or The Babysitter's Club, none of them people, because they don't look like me, and I just didn't think I would relate to their lives. But it's supposed to be fantastical. This is a fiction YA. I really appreciate you exposing me to literature I would have never read in my life. And you know what, AP? Maybe reading this children's book will help you tap into a nostalgic period in life where you enjoyed reading before life got so busy.
If you ever did. If you ever did. Because some people just do not enjoy reading.
And never have.
Yeah, never have. But I think this would be a good start off.
Well, you know, people who hate reading, I feel, just haven't found the right book. And I know this Inquirer also.
You just know everybody.
Yeah, so what a coincidence.
Yeah.
I know that they said they have more than 5 hours to read a month, but I think if you don't enjoy reading, maybe start off with a quick read. And so this person loves thrillers and suspense in their movies. So I'd like to recommend a dark comedy. I know it's not a thriller. I know it's not suspense, but if you got kind of like a dark sense of humor, which this person does, I think you'd really enjoy Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. This is a Japanese novel. I think it was the first by Sayaka to be translated into English. It became an international success. It is 163 pages. Can I tell you? It is a very lengthy pamphlet, which I love.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's just a great book. I read it during the break, but it's been talked about for years. I feel like it was translated 2 years ago. It's the perfect novel for people who question societal norms, for free thinkers, for those who haven't quite reached the expectations thrown upon them by strangers who don't even know them. If you know, you know. I found it hilarious and a poignant, analogy maybe for the unwarranted audacity of society. I'm going to put that in our list. I see that coming for us in March. The Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. And if you indeed must have a thriller and you haven't heard our episode covering the book, then I'm going to recommend again, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. It's 264 pages. I read it in a day, although I did not plan to read it in a day. That's how just taken in by the story I was. And it's a great time. Yeah. I mean, no one wants to, especially nowadays, we're over bad things happening to good people. It's time for a story where bad things happen to bad people. So, yeah. Then there were none.
I second that recommendation. I was going to say that earlier, but I decided to just go, if a person don't like reading, I say just start with the young books, okay?
No, there's something to that. And I mean, George Orwell is very heavy, actually. But
that's good stuff.
It's perfect for nowadays. I'm putting 1984 on our list this year. And his books aren't too long. So if you just got to hop back in there. Or kids' books. Yep. I think.
And I don't think the idea that it's a kid's book should make you feel any type of way, because I just love a kid's book. I find them very entertaining.
When you put Charlotte's Web on my list,
okay, thank you.
I rolled my eyes so hard, and can I tell you, I was just reading all into that story. I said, now this book is about finding your way in life despite your circumstances. Your adult mind will just apply it to your own personal story.
Exactly.
I'm going to stop putting down the baby books.
Please stop.
They have a place, and their place is in my heart. Well, let's go to our final Inquirer. Now, we asked what stops this person. This person's initial is M. We asked M, what stops you from reading more often? And they said, it's difficult finding a book I want to read. Ooh, I commiserate. Which movie genre is your favorite? Again, thriller, suspense. And
everybody.
Yeah, everyone loves thriller, suspense. Me too. How much time can you dedicate to reading in a single month? They also say more than 5 hours. What would you recommend to M?
So my thought was the Thursday reading club. I thought.
So that sounds like a great book. Is it also related to the Thursday Murder Club?
Oh, I think it is. It might even be the same exact title.
One and the same.
The correct title.
Have you read it yet?
No, I haven't read it yet, but I am eagerly looking forward to it. It's about a group of 70-year-olds that solve mysteries. So it made me think of all the crime shows back in the 90s. Like there was a Angela Lansbury. I can't think of the name of the show that she did.
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote. And it makes me think of the other guy.
Perry Mason. Oh, Matlock or Columbo?
Matlock.
I'm just trying to go through all the shows my mom was watching before I went to school. Huh?
Is that Andy Griffin? Yeah, I think Matlock is Andy
Matlock
Griffin.
is Andy Griffin. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it makes me, I only read about it. But it makes me think of that.
Yeah.
Older folks, solving crime. So I'm excited about that book. And I think everybody should read it until, and be excited with me.
And we just hope it's great. We just going off of what our friends done told us.
Mm-hmm.
This book might be
friends,
trade disturbing. Mm-hmm.
If you lie to me, you are going to pay. You know who you are.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? I know you love a good thriller and suspense, but can I please recommend Where the Crawdads Sing?
Ooh.
I feel like this is a different type of page turner where it's a very character-based novel. It's not about the suspense, but the suspense is there. And if you heard the reveal at the end in our episode, that was our very first episode, official episode of this show of Lit Society, the book still isn't ruined for you because it's so rich, it's so layered that we couldn't cover all of those layers. And I loved it. I know that M does not want no foolishness. They don't want no scandal,
Okay,
But if they did, I would also recommend Daisy Jones and the Six. This is a book that content warning does discuss very blatantly drug use. And I will say that a couple of our books this first quarter are going to talk about drug use, whether it be the way drugs were glamorized in the 60s and what that actually meant for people's lives. Or
70s.
60s or 70s when it was kind of like unknown, the dire effects that some drugs would have on people and societies and families. And we're also going to talk about, what it's like nowadays with crack and the opioid crisis being at the forefront of society and what that's really doing to entire cities. So none of this is like glamorizing, but it is very matter of fact. So if you can get over that and a little harsh language warning, I will also say then Daisy Jones and the Six. That was a very layered story. Also, M, if you were born, a few decades ago, then look, this is my mom. So, mama, look.
You know everybody.
Oh, the posing. I'm tired of it. Okay, so mama. One thing I really loved about Daisy Jones and the Six is it made me think about the music that I really loved coming up, which was that old stuff from the 60s, a little bit of the 50s and a lot of the 70s. And so that's another element. Did you start that book already?
Indeed, I did. I know.
What do you think so far?
I've actually listened to it already. I'm ready to
the entire book?
Mm-hmm.
Audiobooks are so clutch.
Yeah, I did that last week. So yeah.
I'm glad you said that because if you are not a big reader, can we also suggest getting into an audiobook? I know Alexis has her hangups and she feels like listening to a book is not reading it and you don't get the full point. You get 75% participation.
Well,
However,
can I stop you and say it just depends on what kind of learner you are? So for me, I need to see words on page, and listening, I'm not capturing it all. So please go ahead with your story.
I would like to know if there's a part of our brain, if science has done some study and there's a part of our brain exercised in reading that is not activated by listening. I could see that listening is definitely more passive. But some stories are even better listened to. And Daisy Jones and the Six is our book for next week. I both read and listened to that book, and I will say I felt like nothing was lacking in the audiobook. In fact, the performance is spectacular. So
it is. I agree. I started reading it last week as well. So yeah, the performance is great.
Are you scared you're going to give something away?
If I talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay, no problem. And again, the language and the drug use is pretty strong, right?
Agreed.
So that's a caveat there, but yeah, that's a story, and we're covering it next week, you guys. Also, while we're talking about next week's book, we have like a little pseudo announcement. We're going to start something for 2020. I don't know why I'm talking like this. We're going to start doing something in 2021 that we've been talking about for a while, and that is video episodes.
Oh my God. I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Girl, you ready? The first.
I be wanting to hide. I can't hide on a video screen.
That means the same day it's released on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere else, you will be able to see our faces, our mugs.
We'll be there.
Hosting the podcast on YouTube. And that will be the same day, every Thursday, around 6 a.m. Central Time, I'll say. So look forward to that. Our first episode, live episode, will be Daisy Jones and the Six next Thursday. And we're not going to start a Patreon account and, make you guys pay for it because democracy. And second, I don't really know how to do that, or we would. So it's free because I ain't got time to be learning Patreon and carrying on.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Please encourage us if you enjoy it and comment below when those videos start going. And then there'll be the first episode of every month will be a video episode. So, all right. Well, that's been our little book recommendations. Maybe we should start incorporating this into our show. It's pretty fun, actually. I like telling people what to read.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I mean, even though our whole premise is based on recommendations,
that's
and
kind
stuff,
of our show.
I don't know how I feel about that. Okay.
Sometimes I'm just sick of spoiling books for people. I just, yeah. So it's
what
nice.
What if we just told the whole story and left off the end? Ooh, that'd be like punching the air at us.
People just be angry. Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and put Alexis on the spot.
Oh, great.
To give away. This month's winner is LaShawn B. Congratulations, LaShawn. You are taking home some amazing goodies. To claim your prize, please contact us before Thursday, January 21st by emailing us from the same email address that you used to sign up for our newsletter. That's important. It has to be the same email address that you used to sign up for our newsletter. And send us your mailing address. We'll get this out this week. You have 1 week to claim your prize. Congratulations. And we are back.
Are we? Are we?
And we're ready to put Alexis on the spot. Now, during our break, actually a little before our break, I was trying to support other creators, which we both love to do. And there's a website called supportblackauthors.com. And they sell trivia games, Alexis.
Oh, gosh. Trivia.
I will take a photo of this very fun game. And you don't have to be like a Rhodes Scholar to know these answers. But it
I don't
help.
be knowing answers, okay? I don't be knowing answers. Can we just say that?
And can I should say this is the judgiest title of a trivia game, Support Black Authors. So I feel like if I don't know these answers, I'm not supporting Black authors.
And I'm going to be like, so? I have read some before. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
So let's get started. Again, this is from supportblackauthors.com. This is their trivia game, their card game. Lot of fun. We're going to mess with Alexis and play. Yeah.
If you say so. Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Alexis, and those listening at home. What was not an author? Oh, see, I can't even read. How I'm going to play the game.
See.
Who was not an author in the Harlem Renaissance? Multiple choice.
Seriously?
A. Nella Larson. B. Langston Hughes. C. Jean Toomer. D. Ida B. Wells. This one I thought was easy.
I'm going to go with Ida B. Wells.
Right, of course.
Hey, because I had learned in one of our books that she is a journalist. Okay.
Shout out to, what was that? Black Fortunes?
Black Fortunes. Yes. I mean, I knew that, but I really learned about her in that book. Okay.
I learned about Ida B. Wells when Chicago named Congress after her. And that's a very common street. So I'm behind.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right. No shame. Next. Name, and we only have a few of these.
Please, and thank you.
Okay, you're doing great. Name the oldest Black imprint in traditional publishing that was acquired by HarperCollins in 1999. A. Riverhead. B. Amistad. C. Little Brown. Or D. Abacus.
Now, what are we talking about again?
Yeah, name the oldest Black imprint in traditional publishing. It was acquired by HarperCollins in 1999.
I mean, I don't know, but can you tell me the options again? I don't know.
Okay, well, you read the book. So name the oldest Black, the options. Real quick, name the oldest Black imprint in traditional publishing that was acquired by HarperCollins in 1999. A. Riverhead. B. Amistad. C. Little Brown. D. Abacus.
Okay. So I only know 2 of those names, and I'm going to just play on one of them. And I'm going to say Amistad.
You got it, dang. You are on your way to this prize that you didn't even ask about, so I ain't giving you nothing.
Because I know it's all a dark hole, so okay.
You know these are all empty promises. Mm-hmm. You're doing great though, girl. Okay, next. Who said this, Alexis? I'm only picking those that are quote unquote. I shouldn't even say that. Just because I know them don't mean that easy, and it might be some you know that I don't.
Exactly.
There absolutely are some of these that you know and I don't. So let me stop doing that. Who said this? To be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a rage almost all the time. It is multiple choice, but do you just want to tell me who said it?
Nope, I want all the choices.
What?
Give me all the choices, please.
Well, if you don't know, that ain't go. Oh, let me update our reading list because I got some books you need to read. Okay, A. Toni Morrison. B. Angela Davis. C. Malcolm X. Or D. James Baldwin.
I'm gonna say James Baldwin.
Okay, there we go. Of course. And again, that famous quote is to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a rage almost all the time. James Baldwin.
Yeah.
All right. And
I
next.
appreciate that. Just those 3. This might be a fun game because I could eliminate. And something I might
Multiple
know.
choice is always helpful.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Don't be asking me to just go off the top of my head. That's nonsense.
No, that's foolishness. Okay, we got 4 more. Here we go.
Oh, I thought that was it.
Here we go. Alexis, how many copies of the novel Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe covered on the Lit Society podcast season 1?
See, that's a nudge.
That's what it say on the card. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Have been sold worldwide. How many copies of that book have been sold? A, 5 million. B, 10 million. C, 20 million. Or D, 25 million. This is tricky, actually. It's more arbitrary. Go ahead and give your guess. 5, 10, 20, or 25 million.
I don't know. 5, 10, 20 or 25.
Yeah.
5, 10, 20. I'm going to say 20 million.
You got it. Ding, ding, ding. Can I just say you are 3, 4 and 0.
Yes.
From what I remember from football before I stopped watching because y'all want to play games. Okay, here we go.
Hey, now all of you people that are at home thinking that I was going to get them all wrong.
In your face.
In your
Mama.
face. Okay. So anyway, but I'm not going to get too excited because I know.
Because you humble, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. But you got this. What author wrote A Lesson Before Dying and the Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman?
Ooh.
A. Ernest Gaines. B. James Baldwin. C. Richard Wright. Or D. Ishmael Reed?
I absolutely have no idea.
Take a guess. Ernest Gaines, James Baldwin, Richard Wright, or Ishmael Reed. The works are A Lesson Before Dying and the Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman.
The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman sounds very familiar. And the other book, A Lesson Before Dying.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot think. None of these names sound like who I thought was the author.
I hate that. Yeah.
So
I never know the author.
I know you said James Baldwin, but what were the other three?
Ernest Gaines, James Baldwin, Richard Wright, Ishmael Reed.
Ishmael Reed, or what was the first one?
Ernest Gaines.
The third one.
Richard Wright?
Yeah.
Could you tell by my inflection that ain't the answer? We gonna go ahead and do what is it? You want to be a millionaire? Okay, it's not James Baldwin, which you know.
Is that your final answer?
And it's not Richard Wright. So between Ernest Gaines and Ishmael Reed, who it is?
Ernest Gaines?
You got it. I'm giving that to you full point. Ding, ding, ding. Girl, you support your Black office. And we got 2 more. Here we go.
No. This is making my head hurt. This is stressing me out.
Question. Who was the first woman of color to receive the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1983? Do you want to go ahead and give it a guess without the whatchamacallit?
No, I need options.
A. Maya Angelou. B. Octavia Butler. And remember, this is 1983. This was one. Okay. C. Toni Morris. Wow. Sorry, you guys. C. Toni Morrison. Or D. Alice Walker. Who was the first woman of color to receive the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1983? A. Maya Angelou. B. Octavia Butler. C. Toni Morrison. Or D. Alice Walker. 1983.
So, so many choices.
Right? So maybe eliminate some.
Okay, I'm going to eliminate. I want to eliminate Maya.
Great.
Angelou.
Yep. Makes sense.
That's number 1, right?
Yeah, that's A.
And 2 was, who was 2 again?
Octavia Butler.
Octavia Butler was hers considered sci-fi? I'm thinking of one of her books. And then Toni Morrison. And I just remember that I think she did win a Pulitzer. Yeah.
So in our shop from the very beginning, we have sold these Lit Society mugs that feature 4 Black female authors.
Stop it. I don't know who they are. Am I supposed to know
that? That's our product. I designed that. Do you really be looking at these designs I be sending you? I am heartbroken.
Don't be heartbroken. It's a memory thing. She wouldn't even
let me finish, y'all. She said, just stop it. I don't care nothing about the shop. We ain't trying to sell merch. We trying to solve these questions. I feel you. Okay, so who was the first woman of color?
Morrison is the only name I remember on there. The rest of them was men.
No, they're all women.
Oh.
Every single one is a woman by design.
Oh.
So anyway,
this is not for me.
Go. What?
This is not for me. You see.
Okay, so can you pick an answer? The wrong answer. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. Can I get the other three?
Sure. I'll give them all to you again. You've already scratched off Maya, but it's Maya, Octavia Butler, Toni Morrison, and Alice Walker.
And 83. I want to be
That's
right.
the clue.
I know. I want to be correct, and I'm having a hard time being correct.
Shout out to support Black authors. This game good, especially when you just asking the questions and you laughing at people like, do better in your blackness.
And mind you, I know
blacker.
all these
Be
authors.
better.
I do know the authors. But
I know
so
you do.
I'm going to suggest that it was not Toni Morrison,
Great,
but
guy.
it was Alice. What was the second one?
Octavia Butler.
Octavia Butler. I'm going to say it's Alice Walker.
You don't deserve this answer that you got. 100% ding, 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 Alice Walker.
I'm going to go back and look at that
lastly-
mug I be drinking out of every other day. I'm going to really look at it like on the other
You
side.
own the merch. Just look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to look at it. I be trying to show it to other people so they know. Not so I know. They need to know.
And listeners, you can find that mug on litsocietypodshop.com. Last question. What is the title of the first novel written by an African American published in the U.S. of A? A, The Red Record. B, Our Nig. C, Iola Leroy. D, Quicksand.
The first title?
What is the title of the first novel written by an African American published in the USA? This one I knew because I didn't know the other three.
Okay, run them to me again.
Sure, yeah. The Red Record, Our Nig, Iola Leroy, Quicksand.
I'm just going to really, really and truly guess this one. Quicksand.
Your only loss, that is Our Nig.
I said that's too obvious. That can't be the answer.
A little too on the nose. Girl, you did good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. I think this game is great fun.
It would be a lot of fun with some wine and some snacks and some more other drinks. You know, like water and stuff.
Just shooting a breeze. I feel like you could play this and then play the black card game, and that would be a wonderful evening.
Oh, yes.
Look that up, guys, if you don't know that game. It's really fun.
That looks fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
I've played that a couple times.
Again, that's supportblackauthors.com. They did not give me this. I bought this game, and it is enjoyable.
It is enjoyable. I had fun guessing those answers. I did know some of them. I knew the answers.
Yeah. No, you did great. Even the ones you guess, I feel like that's your subconscious telling you what you already know. You just, don't remember that you know it, but you know it.
And I do have memory issues. Let me just say that.
We all do. Especially nowadays, since one day runs into the next, runs into the next year.
Absolutely.
You know how hard it is to remember the month that something happened? Soon it's going to be hard to remember the year because we're not getting over coronavirus by March, you guys. I know some of you really want that.
Expectation, right?
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, I would love it. I'm ready to go somewhere. All right. So, Alexis, what can listeners expect from Lit Society this second season?
Well, in addition to the announcement, we posted the list for the first, 2 months? That's up.
Yeah.
Already? So we got those.
Our schedules, actually privately, our schedule's done through March.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we have already published through mid-February what we're reading.
And then we got that the first episode of every month is going to be, on the video.
On the videos. Yeah.
On the videos. Yeah. So I got to be ready to be on camera. So, that. But I think we got some really exciting books ahead. So
yeah.
I think that's going to be really engaging. Everybody, you'll have fun because we'll have fun. I think if we have fun, they'll have fun.
We also talked about having more variety with our weekly theme. Because we're not a self-help podcast, so we don't always want to be like, this is a great way to do this. Sometimes too, we just don't know. So we just, would rather talk about something else. Yeah. So we're going to have more laughs, more fun, and more reading. It's going to be great.
More reading.
So what are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm reading a book that I hope to add to our list. Is Salt, Fat, Acid, and Heat.
I love this. I love this. Tell us about it, please.
So Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat is by Samin Nasrat. And it's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. And it teaches you really like the core of cooking at every aspect. Salt, fat, acid, heat. And how all those things contribute to like a great dish. And one of the things I loved about reading, I think it was a prologue, she said that it helps you. I mean, I think a lot of people can just, I do. I think a lot of people can just stand in the kitchen and pull something out of the refrigerator and put it together and make a meal. I feel like people can do that. So
I feel like you do when I be talking about how I read a book in a day. And you be like, that's cute for you. That's exactly how I feel. Oh, you just pull stuff together and it's edible? That's cute for you. Great.
Okay.
We all got goals.
All right, then. Yeah. So she said the goal is to teach you how to not necessarily follow a recipe, but just be able, by taste, put meals together. So I'm already enjoying it and I look forward to us doing it. And then there's another cookbook, kind of cookbook group club.
Yeah, you're like quote unquote cookbook, because these books are just as much like nonfiction advice books as they are cookbooks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So she's got stories in there that I really enjoy. But I think we're going to have fun because we're going to get to cook with that. And we'll share pictures and stories about what we cooked and how we prepared our meals.
Maybe we'll slice in like sound bites during the episode like we did for Feel the Fear and do it anyway, about us trying different things from the book and how that turned out. That's going to be fun. I look forward to it.
I think that'll be fun too. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. What about you? What have you been reading?
Well, just also going back to what our listeners can expect out of 2021.
Sorry, I couldn't remember the question.
No, you're right. We're talking about books. So I'm just going back briefly, though, because one thing we really aim to do in 2020 is record, produce content. So I'm really looking forward to taking major holidays off. I'm looking forward to just having a week to do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Which is usually, still see each other in some way, but not talk about the podcast. And so, but as far as books that I've been reading, I mentioned Convenience Store Woman. I put that on the level of A Confederacy of Dunces, and it's comedy without the crass. So Confederacy is very crass. It is very, a lot of things are distasteful, but it is really hard to put into literature comedy. To make someone read and laugh is a special skill set. And I know that Convenience Store Woman, some people consider it dark, almost like, I don't know. People have issues with the book. I found it to be pure comedy. And I'm very interested to see what you think and what our listeners think after they read the book. Also, I read Long Bright River by Liz Moore. That book takes place in Philadelphia, and it's about our protagonist and her sister, but it's more on a broader level about what drug addiction does to families, societies, and then cities. So that'll be an interesting one. And then, I have read some books that I'm not mentioning now because they disappointed me. Hello, Goodreads. I'm done listening to you. I don't think you know what I like. And while some of these picks for the Goodreads People's Choice Award are great books, some of them are flat out not. Also, I feel like some of the books we loved last year, for example, Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow, really, not even mentioned.
Really great book. Mm-hmm.
That book is not talked about enough.
Yeah.
It is YA, but it is fun, feel good, imaginative.
And it makes you want to see a movie about it.
Yeah, instead of like forcing itself into film.
Right.
Hi, woman in the window. This book you naturally, organically want to see it on film.
Yeah. It was so easy. Like, oh, this would be great. The next part of blah, blah. I really hope that's coming. I hope Alicia Dow is not discouraged by this pandemic and what it did to everyone's book tours. Again, The Sound of Stars. We love that book. It's not talked about enough. But I went through the Goodreads, like People's Choice Awards, and like, because you know I love reviews. You do love reviews. You do.
Foolishness. I went through those winners, and some are okay. Of course, Such a Fun Age is on there. Mm-hmm. So they got it right sometimes, but they did not get it right more often than not. And it's hard to do a People's Choice Award because the pool is still bias.
Yep.
Because the pool of people on Goodreads, the majority have a certain POV. Yeah. And so all of these books we are attracted to often what reflects our own personal POV. Right. I feel like on this show, of course, we have to have a more diverse catalog of books that we're going through, or library of books. And that's a great thing. But on my own, before this show, I was reading a lot of nonfiction from people who looked like me about my life experience. So that's what a lot of readers are doing. They have no reason not to. It was disappointing, actually.
Yeah. So, well, that's interesting. I forgot what I was going to say. I always read a variety of books.
You are just an open-minded person. You do not push yourself into a category. You are you.
Yeah.
And
you're
great at self-acceptance.
Well, that was nice of you. Thank you.
You don't need the validation. That's you. No, true.
You know what? Another book that I read, and it's in the line of a self-help book. You know, I enjoy self-help books.
Oh, that's right. You do love self-help books, though. The irony. Go ahead.
Only did not. We only read one this year, but I also read The Food Prescription for Better Health. So I was reading some health books while we were away. One of them was about apple cider vinegar. They're really short books, but I haven't finished them. I was like literally reading a little bit every day, and but I'll be finished. They're short books. I'll be finishing a little bit.
Maybe we should read Elijah Muhammad's book, Eat to Live. What is it called?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That would be fun. But isn't that book pretty long?
See, it might save our life, but how many pages is it? Girl, I'm with you. Here, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a great question to ask. Let's get real. Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live. That book is 123 pages.
Oh, I'm adding it. I be needing a break from all the books that Kari be giving us that are like 400 and 500 pages in length. Sure. Yeah. So I have to insert the short books. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm adding it.
There's that. We have some really fun books coming up on the list. I am going to read again the Autobiography of Malcolm X with you. Yeah. This time I am going to listen to it because Lawrence Fishburne decided to record an audiobook with Audible last year. So it'll be fun to digest that book in a different medium. I'm really looking forward to Cast. I haven't read it on our break because I just Haven't. But I am looking forward to it.
I'm looking
The Warmth of Other Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I was really hoping we would do it early. I was thinking that we were going to read it earlier, but so I'm looking forward to that.
It's on my bookshelf looking at me. I'm going to crack that open. It's shorter than The Warmth of Other Suns, which is a great book, which we covered in a 2-part special episode last season. But enough about last season. On to the new. So Cast is coming up. That's going to be great. I've been trying to get into these Ready Player One books. I will tell you, I started Ready Player One. I bought Ready Player Two. I don't know if it's for me.
Wait, Ready Player? Is it like a game?
Yeah. Okay. And a movie by Steven Spielberg. But I mean, I didn't grow up with that. I don't know. I just know. But I'm going to try. So I'm going to get into Ready Player One. I'm going to finish it and then do Ready Player Two.
Okay.
I would love also some graphic novels, comics.
I've been looking at one. I came across one, but I think it hasn't been translated to English yet.
That's a common problem.
Okay.
So
yeah.
It's
not translated. When I look for it, the English side of the interweb did not find it. So
is it Japanese?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, what is it?
I don't remember. Maybe some Eastern Eastern language.
Well, so, we'll find something. Put it on the list. Anyway, friend, it's good to see your face.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. Oh, I added a book that you already told me you don't like. Now you got to tell the world why you don't like it. And that is Ladies Detective Agency. So are you looking forward to it or not?
Yeah. So I don't like that book for the same reason that I would love but never read again Memoirs of a Geisha. And if you know, you know. It's like devouring a good meal and then finding out the chef don't know nothing about what the ingredients they use. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. But and also I'm not going to give too much away because it is on our list now. I won't be reading it again. I feel like I read it once last year. That'll be my week off. But it did spark a mini series with Jill Scott. Ladies Detective Agency
was in there. Don't forget.
That's a name. So, I mean, I know people love that story. And that's all I'll say. Okay. Did I answer the question? I didn't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
All right. So what are we reading next week, Alexis?
Next week, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
You got it. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for listening to our intro episode into season 2. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next Thursday. Lit Society is brought to you by Alexis Honoria and Kari Herrera. Support the cause by leaving a 5-star review for our show on Apple Podcasts, along with a comment about why you absolutely love us. Why? We love y'all too.
Because we love you.
We do. If you've enjoyed what you just heard, tell a friend about Lit Society. Visit litsocietypod.com for show notes, this month's book list, and to sign up for our amazing email newsletter. You can also email us for book recommendations because we have fun. I don't know what Alexis is talking about. She loves recommending books to people. And, catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Not really Facebook. We don't go over there, but you know. And until next time, read something.
Yeah.